side, right? They really never got that going. Oh, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to get the day 2 of ESL 1 Cologne B stream underway. It's MIBR taking on Big here on Dust 2, and Fur, he goes straight towards middle.
Okay, this is confident from Fur, peeking down mid. Against those Glocks, you aren't really running too much of a risk, although there is a P250 against him, which could be something that comes into play. But Fur decides to fall back, and MIBR are very heavily stacked on this B side of the map.
They are indeed. Well, Big, quite a bit of control through middle. Flashbang goes through. It's going to be 2 players peeking on the CT side as Lucas and Fur will take the first 2 kills. And Terra's looking for the reply. He has to get one, but it's just over. It's not looking good for Big at all here. Tizian and Godby left into 2v5.
That almost looks like MIBR have done their research as the flank comes through for coldzera. Godby was the top fragger for Big yesterday. Not normally what you'd expect to see. He's the only man to get a kill here in the pistol round as well. But look at what he's up against. 4 MIBR players all waiting patiently on that bomb.
Yeah, poor Gob. He was actually one of the better performers. He's top frag for Big yesterday against Astralis. And, I mean, that's just a problem in itself, right? You don't really expect Godby to have to be the player that delivers the numbers. You expect Godby to be the man that delivers the tactics, the level that will bring Big to that next level above the individuals. But Godby is certainly showing he can use the P250. Headshot coming in. A follow-up is there as well. And at least he does a little bit of damage. But it's MIBR with the pistol win here on Dust 2.
Yeah, and that looks like MIBR definitely could have done their research. I think they were aware that there was a reasonable chance that Big would want to pick a map like Dust 2, that they'd be willing to play Dust 2 early. That's what they go for on the Big side, but MIBR get it going early here on Dust 2. Full SMGs into the second round for MIBR, but against the full eco, that's fine.
Exactly. If they had any upgraded pistols here, Big, then yeah, that's when the problem starts to arise. But certainly against the Glocks, it should be easy pickings for coldzera. He does get 2, and the Fallen, well, we'll get the follow-up for assist, and Tizian dropped from behind. So 2-0. MIBR off to a hot start on the map pick of Big. So Dust 2, right? This is one where it's kind of up in the air for me as well. You know, you look at Big and you'd say, one of the things that gives them a multifaceted team is the fact that they have got individuals, but they've also got Godby that can give them a tactical element. And Dust 2 not really known for being the most tactical map.
We've seen Big go for a couple of innovative plays on Dust 2 in the past. I think they were one of the first teams to throw the smoke from A long all the way into CT spawn, rather than throwing the smokes for the cross where you see those standard smokes. Yeah. They've gone for the deeper smoke on occasion, but here they are looking towards the B side of the map. A bit of a bonus round for MIBR. 4 SMGs carried over. Full rifles in play for Big. The German squad taking a slow start to the round. And if you've seen Big play, this is what you expect to see from Big on their T side. They're very slow, very methodical, and MIBR should also be aware of that fact.
Well, Big are starting to send a couple of their troops up towards short. With 1 minute and 3 seconds left on the clock. It's all about taking the time. Big want to get some control. Generally short's the position. You look to get that, right? That's the main part of the map. It's the area you fight for control of, and once you have it, you have a couple of different avenues of approach available to you on the T side.
Molly in towards mid. But Big are not focusing on that mid position. Currently all grouping up over towards B tunnels. Normally you see a split in towards this B site, but this is much more of a contact play from Big. Not the structure we see. Xantares doesn't clear the corner, but it's Fur in the back lines who has to help the B hold.
Up towards window. 25 seconds. The push starting to come on through them. Moltov's going to leave him a little bit uncomfortable, but Tizian, he'll clear the angles. The bomb eventually gets planted on towards the site. The kill from Fur, the peek comes through, but Godby able to stand tall with the SG, and it's back into a 3v3. Molotov goes towards window, and Lucas is just waiting for a mistake, an overextension from Big, but it's not coming through. Lucas gets dropped, his Tabson is showing up, and that's a great sign for Big. He was quiet yesterday, but if he's here, then Big have a great chance.
And this is more of the rounds we need to see from Big, where they're not just setting up nades until 20 seconds are left, like we saw often yesterday against Astralis. This was much more of a contact play in towards the B site, which allows those individuals a bit more freedom to try to find those headshots. coldzera looking for a kill or two at the end here. Gets one with the MP9, but the money on MIBR is kind of questionable. I think I'd probably prefer them to take a safe approach here and just go for a low buy into this round. Especially with Fallen having some extra money, he can even save for the AWP into the next one. So as much as it always feels bad to Eco after winning the pistol round and just losing that first gun round, I think it has to be done here.
To give them the best chance moving forward, MIBR go for the conservative approach. And I've seen an interesting tweet from Pimp. He said that only one of either coldzera, Zywoo, tabseN, or Alu will be able to play in the Lanxess Arena this weekend. And that, to me, is just mental. It just shows how cutthroat this event really is.
Yeah, lots of great players, even on these lower-ranked teams, that's for sure. coldzera yesterday for MIBR was the best performer statistically, but Fur was also playing pretty well for this MIBR side, which is always what you want to see.
Well, Fallen, he's come up close towards the wall. Dennis is the man on short, but coldzera, he wants to go for a bit of a push here. Through long, but the AK-47 will ring through his head. And so the man advantage is there for Big. Under a minute to play with. They're just getting everyone in position. It is going to be the A split as Fallen tries to get aggressive, but he's picked off. Dennis able to pick up Lucas as well. And the rest of the Big clan starting their approach in towards the A bomb site. Taco comes back in through CT, but they've only got USPs to work with. And Taco doesn't care. He nearly gets the second. It's all on Fur, left inside of CT spawn, but if he can get at least one kill here onto Xanterras, that's the job done. That's all the bonus you can hope for.
Ooh, tabseN with another nice shot. Back-to-back double kills for tabseN as Big pick up their second round win. And the AWP about to come out for MIBR. Not just one of them, though. Taco picking up a secondary AWP for the CT side. I expect Fallen to be a bit more aggressive with the AWP. Normally you expect him to be the man making the plays, but I'm sure Taco will be comfortable just holding with that one. That's something we're starting to see more of from MIBR, and you can see Taco going over towards B, but it's the A-long battles we need to look towards. Lucas trying to go through the smoke, but Xanterras catches him out.
So man advantage there for the T side. No reply yet from MIBR. Both teams trying to get this one under their belts is Big. Taking their time again after finding that first pick. They can afford to slow down, and of course that's what they want to do, but Fallen, he's gone for an aggressive play towards short with that AWP. Obviously, this main storyline we're looking at here is, will MIBR return to the form that they want? Will they be able to play in the Lanxess Arena after winning Cologne twice? The fact that Big want to make it to that arena to play in front of their home crowd. So much on the line for both sides here. Both have massive fan bases as well. Big have a loyal fan base of the Germans, MIBR with the Brazilians. And also Big have another sub-crew. With Xanterras coming into it, they've got the huge Turkish fan base. So a lot of representatives here on the server, and I'm sure a lot of their fans will want to see them play in that Lanxess. Unfortunately, only one of them will make it.
An interesting rotation from MIBR. They had Fallen push up through short. He got all the information that short was clear, but it seems like those two smokes on towards A long are keeping the MIBR players over to the A side of the map. So it's up to Taco. Misses the first shot, needs the follow-up, finds it as well. The molly in position, but Taco finds two. Smoke goes down, and Taco's aim is to stay alive, and he has done just that. Big gets shut down.
Yeah, no chance there for Big whatsoever. Xanterras and tabseN, they will be forced to save the AKs, Alex.
Literally just a one AWP at the back of the site there. Gets those two kills. Big can't find him. They didn't have a nade that they could throw to the back of the site, only the Molotovs. So the fact that Taco has a smoke left with such low time left keeps him alive, allows MIBR to rotate over. And again, with Big going for so many of these slow plays, the CTs can feel confident fully rotating over to that B site. You know, it has to be a B play. There's no time to go for any fakes on the Big side of things. So as soon as Taco gets a couple of kills, his job is done. And that AWP will continue to work over on the B side. But again, A-long is going to be contested. This time, MIBR decide against it as Tizian takes control.
Well, coming on through, Tizian and Dennis. The rest of the troops from Big take their free real estate towards Long here, but Fallen, he'll want to make sure that they don't get anywhere near him. And Fallen will hold the AWP on the site. Lucas, aggression towards short this time. They've thrown this in a couple of times at MIBR. You know, it's Fallen with the AWP pushes up short. This time they switched it up. Fallen's relocated, but they've sent Lucas to fill that hole.
Yeah, after losing A Long in the earlier round, losing the fight as well, MIBR decide it's not worth contesting for that area of the map. Big have only got 2 smokes in play, so if they want to go for this A-long push, they have to do it soon. But currently, A-long is quite an open area of the map, and because of that, MIBR are pushing through B, but this isn't going to happen in time.
Big are just making their way up short at Long so easily at this point. Taking their time, making sure they check all the corners, but rotations come through. Fallen with a great headshot. That'll drop Dennis. He goes for the follow-up, but Tizian's quick with the reply.
Just didn't expect so many players to be that close by there. Fallen gets caught out. Xantares in with another kill from short. Big don't have short control just yet, and Taco spots the player. That's the kill from the back into a 3v3.
Well, it is even yet again. Bomb planted. Big look to try and capitalize off of this, but look where Colterra is. He's just going to be hiding in the elevator. He has to work with the 2 teammates coming in from short at this point. As Tabson looks to pick off Lucas. There's the kill. Back into the advantage for Big as they just hold on. Eventually, Colterra will have to go for this as he starts to make his way through. It's going to be the headshot from Tizian. No chance for Taco. He has to fall away. And it's Big to even once again.
Yeah, I think for a second there, that push was slightly uncomfortable for Big, just not having any of that short control. But eventually they get onto the site, they get the bomb planted, and even though they are kind of stuck on the bomb site towards the end there, they have enough positions to work with. They had the control of A-long that they could rely on, and that allows them to win in the post-plant. That A play working well, and we get to see the AWP saved for Dennis. Another slow start to the game for Dennis. He was someone who struggled yesterday on overpass, probably in part because he didn't get that AWP often enough. It was round 14 where he first got the AWP yesterday. So now that he's got the sniper into his hands, this is his chance to prove that the sniper is a worthwhile investment for him.
Good to see MIBR using their tactical pauses early, though. They realize there might be a few problems for them at the beginning of this. But they'll just have to try and recover. But Big, much better from them, I have to say. In terms of their individuals showing up, bar Dennis, but getting on that AWP might turn that one around. Tizian's played well. Xantares and Tabson at the top of the scoreboard. That's exactly what you want to see. Yesterday, it was only GobB who was actually getting any kills. I believe GobB was the only player that reached double figures. So certainly not the greatest feat for Big. And if they win one more round, Alex, they're on par with what they got against Astralis.
Yeah, that is true. And they didn't even win the pistol this time.
So there we go. Step in the right direction. As Big will start to make their way through Long. Flashbang comes in. Big have been taking this quite easily, actually, making their way up Long a few times at this point. Smoke wall comes through. They'll spam on in. But they've got this control of Long pretty early already. You know, if you take a look at the clock, they've left this setup. They've went with this quite a few times. They just sent Xantares on its own towards short. They take control of Long, and Xantares caught between multiple players, and because of that, he gets overwhelmed, and Lucas takes the first kill.
That is the worry sometimes when Xantares makes these lone wolf plays for Big. He gets caught out, but Big focusing fully towards A-long. MIBR trying to slow this one down. The molly will do so, and the shot lands from Lucas. This is looking like a problem for Big.
Yeah, well, Tabson goes back into the Molotov. It's going to be the boost over the top from Fallens to try and see what he can find in the forward Taco. He'll look over the top with the AWP, looking for the pick, but oh, this is awkward. Flashbang's coming through. Taco was on the player behind the car, but it's been eliminated. The kills have come in. It's all on Tizian, and MIBR, they walk away with a win. So that was absolutely mental.
Yeah, again, MIBR not focusing on A-long at the start of the round. They focus on the A-short control. And then the one AK that they get away from Xantares, I don't think Xantares can really push short alone there. I don't think that's a position because there's just so many angles you have to worry about, especially if MIBR are pushing towards short. You don't know if they're pushing through B into lower tunnels, and oh yes, Fallen peeks right down mid. Tizian caught off guard. The second man goes again. This is a dangerous game that Big are playing, as Fur has also rushed right up mid.
Yeah, well, a lot of control being taken here from MIBR. is forced to the issue, but Big, haven't got anything just yet, and Fur will take the headshot onto Xanterras. So, well recovered. It's looking good for MIBR. This should be a round win for them. As the pistols is all Big have to work with here. As Fur will take away 2 more. Easy collection for Fur, and it's all on Gob B.
There's the aggression, the classic Fur aggression up mid. Ooh, good shot from Gob. That P250 has looked very, very good from Gob B. He nearly wins the fight against the AWP there. Fallen surviving on a slither of health. But here comes the buy again from Big. It was nice to see MIBR have at least somewhat of an idea as well to get Fur aggressive there towards mid. Fallen took a bit of a risk peeking straight down mid, but they realized they're probably against a weak buy, and that means that Fallen can cover his teammate who gets aggressive. And again, MIBR fully focused on this short control. It's worked pretty well for them up until this point, and coldzera catches Dennis out. That T-side AWP again having very little impact.
I just love this aggression from MIBR. It's excellent. Just sending coldzera straight away towards short, taking that early kill. There's no chance for Big at all to get anything done. And MIBR, as soon as they get that kill, they slither back into the dark. Well, finally a trade coming through as tabseN on the AWP. Certainly a proficient player with a weapon, and he actually wins the duel against the Brazilian sniper. So back into the 4v4, still a minute and 10 seconds left to play with.
This time, though, MIBR have also been able to hold on to A long. You saw Lucas there nestled into that corner safely. So that's going to make the A hold slightly easier for coldzera, although at the same time, he's got multiple players coming his way. The smoke gives away the game slightly. coldzera moving aggressive off the back of it, trying to stop this push.
Well, coldzera right through the smoke. They've all run past him. Well, they've actually gone back, so as soon as though coldzera's not on the woods just yet, he might still drop, but it's Gob B inside of CT. Oh, the spray coming through. It's not landed. Eventually it will. As tabseN and Gob B eventually take the 2 kills. Taco and Lucas alone, but Gob B continues to bring the pain to the Brazilians as Tizian will finish off the job 5-4. This game has the early signs of a close affair.
Yeah, nice little almost fake there from Big in terms of that short aggression. And then Gob B, in all of the commotion, drops into CT. Depending on the timing, you might be able to hear him drop. But because there's so much action going down, so many shots being fired, it looks like MIBR just lost track of Gob dropping into CT. He nearly whiffs that kill, but eventually finds it. And then coldzera was also caught off guard. Flashbangs traded out towards A long. Fallen here this time with the AWP. Not something we've seen so far from MIBR. Gob B pushing forwards. Fallen missing the first shot there. Tries to hold the angle, but the flashbang forces him away.
Well, Tizian, the front man, trying to push on towards long. At this point, MIBR realize they'll probably have to give it up. So we'll go try and take some short control. We'll try and counter the control that we've lost. And Fallen, he can go back towards long and see what's going on, and he won't see anybody. That's information in itself.
Quite a similar round here, Big, that we saw previously, where Xanterras is again alone towards mid, and the rest of the team focus on long. That makes it awkward for Xanterras to move in towards short, and this A-long position has to be held. The boost needs to come in now.
Well, they can't. Oh my goodness, they're failing it so many times, and that does give a bit of weakness to Fallen, so he'll have to drop and play a little bit more safe. tabseN close by. He's looking to try and pick this up. Dennis hasn't seen too much action, but the gap in the smoke. Fallen's able to pick up the kill on the tabseN, and that's the bomb. Might just find another. Can't react quite quick enough. So the bomb has got towards the ramp, but the kill coming in from Xanterras is making it look pretty good for Big as it's pulled right back. We'll have the sight for the meantime. 30 seconds. Gob B with a follow-up further. This is where he loves to be. In behind. Xanterras with the nade in his hand. Fallen picks up a kill as well. It's all on Tizian and Gob B to try and hold on for Big. Flashes go over the top as Tizian looks back over towards short. He'll rattle a couple of shots, but it's Gob B stepping up. 2 kills from the in-game leader, and it's all on Taco. A 1v2. The AWP is there, but Gob B, what a play. 4 kills for Gob B, and certainly showing up here at Cologne.
Gob B is fragging. The in-game leaders have required almost more skill recently. What we've seen in the last year or so of Counter-Strike is it feels like the in-game leaders have to have more impact. And I think some people have questioned whether GOB can deliver that. But in that round there, the SG really put to use. That was another talking point we had, and Dennis lands a nice shot on the mid-cross. Low buy for MIBR. GOB again trying to take this fight out towards long. There's a player up close, but GOB is going to deal with that easily. Tamsin in behind. 3 flash assists from Tizian, which is always fun.
Well, Dennis, with the op, looks to try and confirm the win here for Big. It is already confirmed, but obviously you have to go with the line, Alex. You have to eliminate everyone. And I mean, this is a war here, ladies and gentlemen. Big and MIBR fighting for a spot at the Lanxess Arena. Probably the most prestigious tournament of the year, perhaps part of the majors. And even then, I think it's a close rivalry. So certainly every player that's a professional, that's dedicated their life to playing Counter-Strike, want to play in the Lanxess. And both teams no stranger to the Lanxess Arena.
And I was pointing out in the pre-game that for Big, with this lineup, this has probably been one of their better maps. And I just want to make the point that if you go on HLTV, you look at their win rate as 29%. That doesn't look great, but a lot of those games aren't with this current lineup. They've only played Dust 2 3 times with this exact lineup, with Dennis in the mix. One of those was a big loss against Na'Vi, which is understandable, but then they got a win against Sprout and a close game against VP. And for this Big team, that's been about as good of a map as you can find for them with this current roster in place. The win against Sprout, definitely nice for them. But here we go again into round number 12. Fallen stuck with the Scout, and the A-long control this time surely will go the way of MIBR.
Well, Dennis back over towards B. Taco starting to rattle a few shots.
We could see the boost for the AWP here. That would be a decent idea. Or just flash through the smoke. Yeah. That's an option too.
Certainly looks like that's the call here. They want to try and charge Taco down. There's no utility here on the CT side to delay this either. So Taco might just get overrun. There's the kill coming right through. No kills for Taco. That's the B bomb site lost already. As they start to make their way through, all the utility comes in, and it's going to be the save call from MIBR.
So this is a round where MIBR were trying to adapt to the fact that they've been losing A long in most of these rounds. And unfortunately, the first round where they adapt to it, the first round where they stack heavily to that A side of the map, Big switch things up entirely. They go for the quick B push, sticking around slightly, but there's not much left to be done in this one.
That's such a smart call from GOB as well. Just try and get them into sort of that mindset, oh, we've lost long every single time. All right, guys, a button on. They'll probably try and set up the long defense. This time we're just going to walk into B. They're not going to have the utility to stop us, and indeed that was the case. Taco had to get a kill there. Unfortunately, didn't get anything, and so that's pretty much the nail in the coffin straight away. Good stuff from Big.
And if Big want to go for those slow and structured rounds, nice shot from Fur. If they want to go for these slow and structured rounds most of the time, they have to also throw in at least some quick aggression in there every now and then. You can't be too predictable, which is really the problem they had yesterday against Astralis. I think GOB has really pinpointed that. And here on Dust 2, he's thrown 1 or 2 fast B plays in there, keeping MIBR guessing. Not too many rounds where they've completely run down the clock either. Looking like a much improved Big clan here today. Fallen again stuck with the Scout. He is one of the players that is very proficient with that Scout in hand, but Dennis has got one better with the AWP, trying to find the opening, but Taco shouldn't really be peeking here. The smoke goes down and over towards A long. Tizian's boosted up on this smoke, but I'm not sure if he will be able to find the angle.
Kind of discussed what sort of teams are above Big in the rankings. There's a hell of a lot of them. Currently ranked 34 on HLTV. Probably one of their lowest rankings they've had. The likes of Gamer Legion, Trick, Sprout, Ancient. Their team's above them here. Big, that's going to be a disappointing feat for them. Ooh. So here at Cologne, they'll definitely want to try and change that, but they might not get the chance if they're unable to win this. But they're certainly off to a good start on Dust 2. Molotov coming in from the CT side up towards short. Big have done a good job just sort of taking the control of short every round, right? You know, MIBR have thrown some aggression in there sometimes, but the fact that
What's this smoke
Big have
from
still
Gob?
won it.
I don't know if I've seen this smoke before from Gob B. Oh, okay. Lands towards A long. I don't know if that's quite where they wanted it. We'll see if it is going to work for them. Another smoke out there. Big trying to fake the A long take, but they're going to rush up short.
Well, there's Coldzera with a kill on the Dennis. The rest of the push coming over the top, but Coldzera is hanging on well. There's 2 kills collected. Lucas with 1 on the Tizian, and the bomb plant coming on through. It's falling off towards ramp. As Tamsin flashed, has to hide behind the angle, but Gob B, such a scary player with the SG it seems. As Tamsin wants to get aggressive, but it's fallen on the scout. All on Gob B. 1v4 clutch is required, and unfortunately for him, too many angles and way too many players to take down, so that will be a win for MIBR. 7-6. What a grudge match it is so far.
Yeah, I'm trying to really understand the idea there from Big. I think maybe some of their smokes towards A long were slightly missed. I think they were trying to give MIBR a lack of information over towards long. They were trying to take that away so that the Brazilians were focused on that side of things. But it never really felt like that fake was sold well enough there. I think the execution of that round was slightly off. Maybe the idea could have worked, but MIBR managed to hold it off on the A-bomb site, and A-long fights could be coming through early. Tizian going forwards, but it's Gob B in with the opening. Coldzera traded through the smoke. Again, it's Gob B doing damage with the SG.
He's definitely showing he can play with a weapon. And there's no AUG to really challenge it. There's Ferret. Wow. He's going to be finished off. Gob B with another great kill. It's all on Taco and Fallen. A 2v4 as Taco is going to be looking for this pick. Dennis has a nade in his hand. Unfortunately, Taco can't pick it up. Zenteres is going to finish him off, and it's all on Fallen. It's not going to be a round win for them here. Fallen just... The best outcome here is a save.
I love how Big are still playing this so safe. Make sure you've got the smokes for the cross. Don't give Fallen any free frags. Xantares has got the Molotov for short as well, so Fallen has to stand in the flames, and he's about to be dead. Gob B, oh no, you got to get that kill, Gob B. Fallen nearly finds it, but Gob B eventually closes out the round. That's his second quad kill of this game. 16 for 6 on Gob.
If you're at MIBR right now, right, I don't think you've prepared at all to be toyed with by Gob B. He's just destroying them at the minute. 16-6 on Gob B, and we're just coming into the last round of the first half. What a performance from the in-game leader of Big. Well, here it is, the auto sniper coming right through Alex. We've seen a couple of these purges so far as he starts to spam right through the window, or the mid door, should I say. He's not going to be too successful. It's actually Taco picking up the kill early for MIBR.
No SG madness from Gob B in this round. He is going to be dealt with. Gob B, I'm sure, will continue to call from beyond the grave. Normally, on the T side of Dust 2, teams can take that short control quite easily. That was somewhat of a problem for Big earlier on, but MIBR have switched up their setup. They're not really contesting for the short control any longer. Nade goes down. A little more damage done. Big fully focused on short. All 4 players moving into that position. And MIBR aren't really holding the site itself. Again,
Big have just went for the same setup. All the players that are left are inside of short. 50 seconds left. Utility's going to go in. It's going to be the smoke off towards the short position. Lucas wraps his way back over towards Goose. Yet Big... I'm still not committed just yet. They want every piece of the utility to be in play. Smoke down for the CT cross. Utility Molotovs, flashes, they're all through as Tizian drops in towards CT. He wants to get the ping going onto MIBR. Hasn't found anybody just yet. It's Zenteres that finally opens things up, but Fallen steps in with a 5-7. 1 kill coming through, and it's into 3v4. Bomb getting planted as Dennis with the AWP is just trying to defend. It's MIBR actually, Alex, with the man advantage here.
Ooh, Dennis misses the shot towards long. Fallen dinks him down low. Dennis struggling, but Tamsin and Xantares both chime in. This A-long play good for Coldzera, but he needs 2 more.
Indeed, he does. Well, coldzera, this could be the clutch, the savior for MIBR as he makes his way in. He's high HP, no kit though. He needs the kills quickly. He spotted Tabson, can't take that kill. So still 2 players to find. There it is on the Xanteras, just 1 more needed. He goes for the spray. coldzera! Is there enough time for the defuse? It seems like it. He might have just been the savior of MIBR.
Oh,
Few seconds left. Nope, there's no time. Unfortunately, it will be another on the board for B. What an exhausting half it was coming right through. We're going to take a break, and when we return, we'll have the rest of the game. Well, Big lead the way against MIBR in the first half. It's 9-6, and it's got to be the man that's carrying the big side, the in-game leader for the Germans. And it's 9-6 here, Alex. We're getting right into the pistol.
Yeah, Godby top fragged yesterday, and apparently that was not something that was an outlier. He's doing it again here. Big with the early aggression. Xantares trying to take the fight into lower tunnels, but that dink is not what he wanted.
No, he has to fall away, and the rest of the troops from MIBR can start to make their approach in. So early advantages are here with MIBR in terms of damage. Well, can they get a kill? That is the question, as they've gone back and taken the short control that is theirs. Big playing a very passive setup. They've got 3 hanging over towards the A-bomb site.
Have quite a few nades left on the CT side as well, with Godby having that full set of utility here on the A-hold.
Well, here comes the push. Xantares just tries to hold off towards ramp. The rest of the MIBR troops just trying to take the headshots, but Xantares will take a headshot first. He will eventually fall, though, as Fallen steps in, back in with a kill. And look at this. The Brazilians just trying to get the bomb plant desperately, but Bigger just wrapping them. Oh, wow. Fur with a double. It's all but over as Dennis has to make the clutch happen. He's got the first, the second coming in as well, as Lucas stands in the open a little too long.
Oh, he's going to try and go forwards. There's the kit in front of him, but coldzera and Fallen have got this crossfire, and really 1 or 2 shots is all that's needed to finish Dennis off. You can see he's trying to clear all these angles, but the time is against him.
Well, he makes his way back over towards ramp, just hiding in the corner is coldzera. Fallen, he's over towards short. There's no kit. He has run over the top of it, but it didn't pick up, and that might have just cost him the chances, so he's going to fall away. It will be the pistol pickup from MIBR, and it's certainly looking good for a great game. this could be a blockbuster, Alex.
Yeah, and that wasn't looking too bad for Big at the start of that round there. Gobby's counter flashes were actually really, really valuable at slowing MIBR down on that initial aggression. It took them a long, long time to actually get onto that site. He easily bought his team 10 or so seconds to rotate over. But then MIBR just continued to push forwards. Headshot after headshot comes their way on towards the ramp fights. Really, that was about MIBR winning those duels in towards that position. And as soon as that happened, the round was basically over and done with. But Big don't want to give up just yet. Forspy comes through for round 17.
Big problem we've seen for MIBR was at the start of their CT side, they lost a whole lot of long control. And then when Big changed it up, they lost a whole lot of B control. So MIBR certainly have to feel a bit more comfortable on the T side. They got the good start that they want. They just have to convert the pistol win. If they can't do that, then that's what Big can step right back up. And look at that. Tizian lines up two. Taku and coldzera finished off. Another one for Tizian. There's the quad kill. This is absolutely insane. Tabson follows it up. And Big just dismantle MIBR.
He's just doubled his kills on the B hold. 4K for Tizian.
What was that?
Damn.
I don't know what just happened. There it is. The flash comes in. He gets the 2 kills. He goes back up towards the top of the boost and gets another. That is just ridiculous.
Wow. I was saying yesterday, I think players like Tizian and Dennis will have to step up their individual performance slightly on this big roster. That has clearly happened there.
Well, look at these odds, Alex. 1.85 to 1.85. Certainly a close game. But Big picking up that pistol win off the back of the Deagle. That is certainly the way to go. And it will be Xanterra making his way off towards short. The FAMAS trying to rattle off a bit of success, but he's been dropped to 60.
A little bit of damage done. First, spots the shoulder. Xantares has got to be careful there. Sends a nade forwards, but it doesn't do damage as he falls back. So some map control found for MIBR. A few nades left for them to work with. However, Tabson has found the opening towards mid with that scout.
Well then. Up towards the window, looks down towards the bottom of the B ramp. He'll do some damage on the fur, wants to repeat, he can find more, but it's fallen with a headshot. Tabson has been dropped, and it's into a 4v4. Tizian needs to hold on to the bomb site. The flashbangs come through. This is disorientating for him, but multiple players all over the place. The spray comes in, it connects at least. How's he still alive?
He's got the Deag.
He's got the Deagle. This is certainly a weapon he can use. We've seen that in the last round, but Fallen will drop him. 3v3, chance here for MIBR.
Retake is not easy on this B site. They've got the smoke down. Oh, Fallen with a great shot on towards the Desert Eagle. Gobby goes down. Dennis thinking of going through the smoke. That would be ill-advised at this point. The bomb plant coming in. Dennis goes as well. Tries to make the play. Tries to deny the bomb plant, but the B site is lost. And Big end up losing against MIBR's Forspy this time.
Yeah, this time it's the Deagle of Fallen that comes through for MIBR. Absolutely crazy stuff developing here on Dust 2. I'm just looking forward to seeing the rest of this map because certainly a good start. Again, the tournament life is on the line. Big want to get to the line to play in front of the home crowd. That's exactly what they play this tournament for. Every player, if you want a spot in the big tournament, you'd pick Cologne.
Wow, with this FAMAS saved for Big, their money might be good enough to warrant the Forspy. The losing bonus of $1,900 kind of leaves them in a position where if they fully saved on the Big side of things, they could maybe scrape a buy together in the next one. So this is where I think it might be worth taking a timeout for Big if you haven't made your decision yet.
Yeah.
But it looks like they have realized they're happy with saving this round.
Well, this is a chance for MIBR to bring it to 9. The scoreline will be 10-9. It is quite the incredible feat. And if you are just joining us, this is an elimination game. And Alex, this is definitely developing into a spicy one. This is the map pick of Big.
I think you can see that MIBR are aware they're against a low buy here, just holding across the map. Fur hoping to spot some aggression towards long, where Big were stacked at the start of the round, but they've rotated back across the map. Tizian only having the USP is never a great sign. Xantares is behind him, trying to set up that rifle to do as much damage as possible. But again, MIBR not really making any moves in the first minute of this round.
And they don't want to walk into a deagle again, Alex. They've seen the problems that can arise.
Xantares has a Deeg in his back pocket. Why has he not dropped that for a teammate?
That would definitely be a better call, I reckon.
Oops.
Just throw it over towards the USP players. But Lucas is going to be the front man, and it's Xantares who picks up the first kill. Maybe Xantares is the one-man army for Big. Maybe he's the one that can stop it all, but Taka will come in, the headshot on the Krieg. Coldzera follows up, and it's starting to fall apart for Big. Tizian will step in, but Coldzera, he's there with a reply. It's all on tabseN and God B. And when I say all on tabseN, he'll step up with one. It's all on God B, not 1v2 damage coming through, and it's extremely awkward, but I mean, the USP shouldn't get too much done here. And it will attack to confirm, so 10-9.
Taco came close to dying there. Only 10 health at the end. Wasn't exactly clean or comfortable for him, but the kill is all that matters at the end of the day. Fallen back with the AWP in his hands. The big three for MIBR, Fallen, Fur, and Coldzera, all towards the top of the board. Again, definitely good to see Fallen showing up as well on that AWP. And Coldzera getting aggressive early in this round, making sure that the mid control is going the way of MIBR. But Dennis might have something to say about that. The AWP trying to contest for the mid control, but Taco has just found the entry towards B. That could be a bit of a problem with Coldzera also taking this mid control. He can try and cut off any rotations.
Wow. The advantage for the Brazilians is available to them. Can they hang on to it, though, when it comes to crunch time, as Xantares is holding off Coldzera? Lucas making his way towards the upper tunnels as tabseN just holding the angle.
This is such a weak B
hold.
hold.
Oh, no, this is certainly going to be at least one kill for tabseN, you'd say. And there we go. One kill on the Fur, falls away with it as well. And here comes the push. Coldzera will take away Xantares. Yep. Nade goes in towards CT Cross, and there it is, falling apart. Big have literally no chance here.
Coldzera's position is just so strong there. As soon as you get the one entry towards B, you know that it's very likely Big only have one player on the B side of the map. Coldzera can cut off any sort of rotation. As soon as you start to pressure the B site, Coldzera is very likely to win the fight against a player who wasn't really aware of his position. The early aggression from Coldzera then almost turns into a passive play after he takes the map control, which is what you normally expect from Coldzera, and it works out for him. Make sure that MIBR get the round on the board. 10-10 at this point. These two teams have really been battling hard. This map has been an absolute brawl between these two sides. But generally, when we look at Dust 2 as a map, it is a very balanced map. It's not really massively preferred for the CT or the T side. So with it being a 10-10 scoreline, this is a game that could definitely go either way. But it feels like MIBR are starting to slightly take control.
Yeah, it feels like they've definitely ramped up their performance to a better level, because on the CT side, they certainly looked a little bit flat at times, but they were still there. They were always competing. But it feels like they're starting to get into the groove now, and it's not so easy for Big. You have to remember, the only sort of round they picked up here in the second half is a massive quad kill coming in from Tizian. That's not exactly sustainable, is it, Alex?
No, you wouldn't think so.
Unless Tizian just keeps up that level across every round then.
Let's keep an eye on this MIBR AWP. It's currently in the hands of Taco. It's not like he's got a great spawn for A long. I think he's got a good spawn for B. Okay, he's just going to hold mid at the start of the round, trying to land a shot on the cross. Not able to do so. Boost from Dennis over the top. Taco could be in trouble. Dennis, doesn't spot the player on the edge of the smoke. No kill coming his way, but he's looking. He's searching desperately, and there's the opening frag. Coldzera's aggression, this time countered.
Well, will the opening kill be enough to get Big over the line? I wouldn't say so. I still think, obviously, they're going to have a lot more to do here. MIBR have the better weaponry. It's already been thrown. Smoke up towards short. That'll cover off Fur's information, but we know Fur. We know how he loves to try and get in front of those. In behind them, in fact. But the angle that's being held here from Golby, it's probably ill-advised to do so.
Yeah, probably not going to be the decision made. Oh, Tabson gets the kill with the P2000. Fur had to turn away from the flashbang. Tabson now has an AK to work with. This B-split could be successful though. Fallen dropping his gun. Oh, Dink lands on towards him. Fallen down to 13 health, but it's only Xantares here.
Well, Xantares, well, he could actually do some damage here on the Fallen, but luckily it's Taco that enters first. Headshot comes in. Golby able to pick up one, but the flank coming in from Tabson. This could end it all. Big are looking solid here. Taco needs to be careful. It's Lucas that'll fall. And so Taco, it has to be the 1v4 clutch. Bomb plant coming in. And Big, they've got 3 players in the tunnels. So this is going to be extremely difficult for Taco to find all 3. Resmoke towards window. Flashbang comes through and Taco's been blinded by that. Definitely know how many players are coming towards him. And there it is from Tabson. Big will take 11 and head into the lead.
Wow, Tabson gets the AK into his hands on the short aggression, and from that point onwards, Big just continue to win those fights. Not the rounds that MIBR were looking for, and we've seen both of these teams struggle against the low buys. I think that kind of gives you a rough idea of the current state of both of these rosters, where sometimes they are struggling even when their opponents have those poor buys. They've both been in not the best form recently when you look at the names of these teams. You know, you think of Big back at Cologne last year, making the final. You think of MIBR as this legendary roster. This has been a much more scrappy game than we are used to, with so many low buys won.
Well, it certainly makes for an interesting affair, doesn't it? It makes it exciting, hard to call, and back and forth. But it's Golby yet again finding success on the Krieg.
Of course, even on the CT side, if you get him the Krieg, he is going to deliver.
Exactly. This time, though, MIBR, they've got 2 in their hands as well. Taco and Lucas still remaining. Still a chance to pull this back.
Yeah, I think we're seeing most teams pick up at least 2 or 3 of those SGs now. It's not even much more expensive than the AK. I think that's a big part of it.
As well, there's no counter to it anymore, right? You haven't got the AUG. It's not as good as it used to be. We're starting to see that sort of drop off completely. I think we've seen like 110 AUGs purchased on day 1. So certainly a lot less in comparison to the M4, who's that's seen, I think it was like 560 purchases. So certainly going back to the sort of M4A4 meta yet again. And the Krieg is coming through a lot more because there's no counter for it. But here comes the push, and it's going to be coldzera entering through. It's Golby in the pit. Dennis trying to hold on. He's trying to help his teammate. He's got the kill. On to Lucas. Golby steps as well. Good hold here so far, but coldzera tries to go forward. But it's Dennis to put a nail in him.
Yeah, Dennis and Golby combine for the A long hold. Big only having to have 2 players in that position to completely lock it down. And I think Taco is about to lose out. Tizian takes him out of the round. 12-10 lead for Big. And as we get down to crunch time here on Dust 2, it's MIBR who have got some question marks in their buy. And when I say question marks, well, it's a very questionable one. They've only got pistols into this round. Doesn't seem too likely that they will find success. Fallen's got a couple of flashbangs. If you look at the flashbang statistics, Fallen is actually one of the best players in the world at getting those flashbangs successfully. Let's see if he's got something in mind here as oh, Lucas just gets 2 1-digs. This round is on.
No idea how he's just done that. He's just walked on middle and got 2 kills. That's daylight robbery right there from Lucas. And Big gonna have to try and pull this one back as a flash goes over the top. Golby this time with an AUG on the CT side. Still going with the scope weapons and does damage onto Fallen. Grenade should follow up, and there it is. Can he get it back into the 3?
Nice.
3 and certainly it's actually Tizian that will assist him, and another one coming in. They've recovered well here, Big. And it's all on coldzera. Op versus 2. He certainly is capable of pulling these off. We've seen it time and time again as he makes his way through CT spawn. 1 minute and 5 seconds left to play with. Bombs on the site, and that is probably the only problem here for coldzera. He wants to use the deagle to get close by, close quarters combat. One is off towards long, it's Golby. The advantage that coldzera has here is they don't know where he is. So they have to leave God B towards long, checking in towards Longhouse, while coldzera mixes swept towards Ramp. That jump's going to give away his position. He's trying to bait them towards him, but now they know exactly where he is. Flash goes over towards the long side of the map. And coldzera has finally spotted a player. It's Dennis on the bomb site. He goes for the jumping shot, goes again, and the coldzera, at least it's ambitious, but not finding anything just yet. He's just biding his time. At this point, Big just need to stay in their crossfire. It's going to be so difficult for coldzera to get anything done here. The Deagle pulled, goes for the peak, but dropped the 13 HP. It just feels like a matter of time before coldzera will be finished off, and there it is. Dennis will give 13 to Big. It's 13 to 10. Yeah. You just have to expect some coldzera jumping shot, though. You have to sort of have that in the back of your head that it's going to come through.
That's one of the few rounds where Lucas has had some impact as well. He's actually been so quiet in this game. Only 9 kills on the board for him. He's been struggling. I don't really like that push down mid from Xantares on the big side. It feels very unnecessary, but you've got to give credit to MIBR for capitalizing, for getting those early kills. They don't get the round win off the back of it, though. Early molly to deny the short control from MIBR, and Tabson in on that secondary orb. Oh, doesn't get the angle to work with. Down to 13 points of health. When you hold that angle up close on the tight corner, sometimes you can be spotted before your opponents can even see you, and that's exactly what happened there for Tabson as he has to fall back.
Well, Xantares right through the smoke. Fur will get a little bit of whiplash off of that one. As Dennis will step back. Oh, missed shot in the off. That might just cost them, and luckily Xantares has rotated to help. We'll find the kill on coldzera. Taco picks off God B, and Dennis is just missing shots left, right, and center. He'll fall back towards long and try and reset. They have got the advantage, so Big no reason to try and fight this. The bomb plat will come through from MIBR, and they have to play the retake. Xantares is not close to find though. Alex, and there's a headshot right onto Taco. Goes for the jump shot. Xantares has done enough. His job is done. The advantage is with Big.
Ooh, Lucas gets one on the spray down, but that might not be enough. Fallen has to hold on the site. Galil in hand. Molly forces him forwards, but he spots the shadow. Molly is there. He's so low on health. Tabson trying to land the shot. Both so low, but Fallen finds the frag. It's the 1v2 for Fallen as MIBR get the round win.
Yeah, bad Fallen has shown up here on Dust 2. They need him as well. 13-11 MIBR. They need to stay alive here. This is the map pick of Big. A call for a timeout has come through here from MIBR. They all want to get on the right page. There's only one timeout left for them. And here it is again. Fallen with the clutch. The quick kill off towards long. Looks back in towards short. And there's Tabson just on the edge. Low HP. And Fallen will keep his team alive. Their chances are still there, Alex.
Yeah, Big's buy doesn't look too bad. Xantares should also get a rifle into his hands. Again, we're seeing more impact from Tabson. Normally the standout player for this Big squad. Had a rough start yesterday. He's been much improved here on Dust 2. Xantares has still been a little bit quiet though. Oftentimes he's, again, off alone, making those individual plays. Hasn't been successful in doing so this time around. A little slow on that mid-smoke on the CT side, but Fallen can't manage to get the kill. And we have to look at MIBR's buy here as well. They've got a couple of Galils in the mix on towards Fur and coldzera. Those teams with a few weaknesses with their buy into round 25. The loser of this round is going to have a really tough time into the next one. We're getting down to crunch time here in this game. Again, something we've rarely seen from MIBR is that early A-long aggression. God B has been left there to hold that position down round after round. That's been a big benefit for Big's CT hold. It's made that A hold much, much easier. MIBR not making up their minds just yet.
Tizian over towards B. Taka is currently here as well. Taka goes to throw the smoke in towards the site. They trade utility. Actually, Tizian might just want to push this. Santeros has to hold off the front, though. Is this going to be Fallen close with the nade in his hand? And Santeros will realize the troops are coming towards him. He wants to get a couple of kills here, but he's going to be damaged. The flashbang is there. He's dropped to 22 HP, so just staying alive is the name of the game. And it's Tamsin peeking on through. Santeros and Tamsin find the kills between them.
Bombs drop,
and
tunnels.
Tizian's got one as well. 25 seconds. Tizian with a push has come right through on the tackle, and this is falling apart. MIBR, they've fallen to pieces, but luckily Lucas, with the one tap, it's back into a 2v2. Coldzera's job is to recover the bomb, but as Tizian again, just holding it, defending it, as Lucas, he has to make the clutch happen.
No time. 7 seconds. He can't win this. Lucas tried his best, but the bomb was alone in tunnels in this round, and they're going for this. They're going for Lucas. They're running him down. Lucas goes for the fight and dies after time. $950 is all that Lucas has to work with, and with MIBR being 14-11 down, what do you even do here?
At this point,
it has to be a save, I think.
At this point, it's so difficult to make the call. Lucas is going to get a Mac 10 tossed towards him. Oh, that push from Tizian. He pushes through the tunnels. He's able to pick up Taco. And that's just such an important kill.
It's also MIBR having the bomb alone in tunnels. It's such a risk, but here's that A-long fight.
Well, there it is. Okay, Furrow taking one. Taco able to pick up Dennis as well. Perhaps MIBR are not dead yet. As they continue to fight, it's Tamsin peeking right through. Taco's head torn off by the scout. And it's Tamsin looking back for a little bit more, but he's careful. He wants to just stay alive.
Ooh, that nade nearly gets the kill. And Godby in with 2, straight through the smoke. But the B bomb site is wide open, and Coldzera is taking control.
Well, the bomb has to make its way back over from T-spawn. And there's only a Deagle and a Scout to defend here. Tizian, he's going between multiple angles.
There's no smoke for MIBR, so the timing is important here. As you said, Tizian's watching back and forth between those angles, but now Big seem to have figured it out. They're starting to rotate over to B.
Yeah, well, the bomb has to get planted here. Fallen, if he can catch off a player on the cross, that might just be the step in the right direction, but Tizian's gone into the side. He wants to start taking his fights, but Coldzera on the Deagle has picked up Tizian. It's on the Tabson and God B. We've seen an incredible stance already from God B, but the bomb is planted. Tabson close by on the Scout. He has already collected one himself, but this has to be an excellent retake from Big. Coldzera behind the car is still there. He gets the info that there's one in the door. Nade goes in, it lands right in the face of God B, and it's Coldzera that'll pick it up. It's all on Tabson, 1v2. He'll switch out to the Krieg as Fallen holds behind the boxes. Headshot onto Coldzera, all onto Fallen. And there it is from Tabson. The double comes in, and it's all on Tabson. He makes it happen.
Oh my god, Tabson bails Big out of the round. Even without the kit, he has time to take Big's 15th round win. Why is it always so hard though, Dinko? Oh my goodness, the B site play from MIBR was so close to working. Tabson got that scout shot at the start of the round as well. Some really clean kills came in for Tabson in this one. See these headshots at the end, so well done from him. And off the back of such a scary round, it's Big who take the timeout.
I'm going to be honest there, it didn't look like there was a single chance for Tabson. When there was a crossfire established inside of the B bomb site, when Coldzera was behind the car, it looked as though MIBR could probably just hide it out, right? One of them bait towards Tabson. If he tries to enter the bomb site, he has to go towards a player to try and force a fight. But beyond that, you know, you get a peek, you work in tandem, and it should be impossible for MIBR to lose that one. But unfortunately, Coldzera peeks on his own, dies, and then Fallen's left in the corner. Yeah, well, it does take a mistake from MIBR to allow Big to capitalize, and I think the fact is that Tabson capitalized. That's the important part, right? And certainly topping the scoreboard, 24 and 15, 23 and 14 on God B. So certainly these two players leading the way for the Germans.
Yeah, it's nice to see Tabson have a real star performance for Big. It's been a while since we've seen him have such a great game. And very few rounds in this game had come down to clutches before these last few rounds came through. I think we were about 20 rounds in. We didn't have a single clutch round come out, but we've had a few of them here. Tizian winning one of them. Tabson, obviously, in that round coming through for his team. And this gives Big the chance to try to secure their map pick here on Dust 2. MIBR trying to take B control, and they are thinking of going through this smoke.
Well, smoke goes down towards the tunnels. It's going to be the spray from Tizian coming right through. Lucas is going to fall. Tizian finds the follow-up. This might just be the end. As Tabson collecting another. coldzera will step in for 1 kill, but Centeris is there for the frag. And Big certainly look like they might just pave the way to overpass with a map win under their belt.
Yeah, low money for MIBR leads them into the B site, but they were led astray, it seems. Fur's only got the Mac 10 in hand. Santares holding long range. He knows the weaponry was weak for MIBR. The Deagle tempting Fur. He gets it into his hands. Molotov could be good here. That will give him a chance for a frag.
Well, Deagle in hand, but it's not going to happen. 16-11 it is from Big. A great performance coming in from the Germans as they want to keep their tournament life alive here in Cologne. And obviously, making the Lanxess would be their dream. MIBR are going to have to come back, though. That second map is